Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today Blake Damon plays The Sims 4. So today we'll be building in the world of Evergreen Harbour in the neighbourhood of Conifer Station on a lot called Canal Corner. The lot is 20 by 15, which is perfect for a tiny home, but today we're not going to be building a tiny home. Today we're building a cafe. I don't think I've ever built a cafe before. Well, I can't remember ever having built a cafe before, so this will be my first. The cafe is called Canal Corner Cafe. I know it's not the most imaginative name, but it's the only one I could come up with. And it sounds good, you know, it's on the lot of Canal Corner and it's a cafe, so it's like Canal Corner Cafe. Yeah? Am I selling it? Are you guys buying it? No? I don't know. Tell me in the comments down below whether or not Canal Cafe is a nice name for a cafe. And if not, what would you guys call it? I was originally going to call this the Glass Cafe because it was going to be made out of glass. Obviously, but it didn't turn out that way. If you guys have seen my previous video where I made a restaurant in Sulani, and there was a part there where I used these glass tiles that came with the island pack, and I said I was gonna use them in my next build. Well, this was where I was gonna use them, but I didn't end up using them. I did initially use those glass tiles for the first floor. But I thought it'd be weird for people to be able to look up your skirt from the ground floor, so I didn't. So yeah, I'll just have to make another build where I can use those glass floor tiles. So as you can see, I have just finished building the structure and am now decorating the second floor. You might have noticed that the structure is yet again a gabled roof house. I don't know why I'm obsessed with this shape. I think it just feels really homey to me, which is why I keep gravitating towards it. I've seen a lot of modern buildings with this kind of shape, and it seems to take away from the harshness that modern buildings normally have for me, and it kind of reminds you of home, therefore making the structure a little bit more comfortable to look at. For me, anyway. I don't know about you guys. Now, this cafe was really fun to furnish. As you've seen, this cafe has different sections, and each section has places to sit and a table where you can sit around with your friends, drink your coffee, study, read a book. I tried to give each section sort of a theme, but I don't know if that's apparent. I kind of wanted the themes to be not so obvious anyway, but at the same time still exist, if that makes any sense at all. The overall theme that I did want to be obvious, though, if it wasn't obvious, is plants. I mean, I hope it's obvious. I mean, I think it's obvious, but what do you guys think? Tell me in the comments down below whether or not plants was an obvious theme or how I could have made it more obvious. And now we've moved on to the bathroom. There's only one bathroom in this whole entire build, and I've just realized now how much of a bad idea that actually is, considering what coffee does to Sims. Whoops. There's gonna be a lot of spillage on the floor, and it won't be of coffee. Actually, before I upload this to the gallery, I might stick one of those bushes where people can go pee and poo and nap. I don't know what those bushes are called, but they're very multi-purpose. Let me know if I do forget to put the bush in before I upload it to the gallery, and I will re-upload with the bush included. I've just realized how awful I have been with this build because it has a lot of packs in it. I'm sorry. As you can see, I totally got carried away with the furnishing and the decorating. But if you do download this build and you find that some things are missing, feel free to go ahead and replace them with something that you do have. And since you've seen this video, you can go ahead and try and match the decor and furnishings as close as you can to the things that you have, and you'll still have this beautiful cafe. Yay. Now, I think I'm almost finished with the inside. I'm just doing the entrance. I've been trying to master my cluttering skills. I wasn't really good at it before, but now since I've been doing stop motion videos, I've been able to take my time with the builds and been able to pack in a lot of things. I really think it adds to the realism of the place, and I really enjoy doing it. It's fun. Maybe like every now and then I can let loose. but then other times I can limit my builds. So we have a balance. And last but certainly not the least piece of furniture to include in a cafe is the cafe counter, where the barista stands and makes us coffee and gives us food. And that ends the inside of this build. And next we'll move on to landscaping. For the outside, as you can see, I'm paving and concreting over most of the grass. I really wanted the outside to be super simple because I wanted it to contrast with the inside, which is really busy and cluttered if you hadn't noticed.
Duh.
But, you know, landscaping needs to have a feature. Otherwise it's too simple and becomes boring. And we don't want that. So the feature for this landscaping is the vines. So I literally tried to find every single vine that was in every single pack and just plonked it on the side of the building as best I could. You're lucky you can still see some of the windows. So I've actually partitioned off the sides of the build so I could fill it with plants. But since I really wanted to keep it simple, all I did was fill it with grass that had these tiny little white flowers in them with the occasional longer tuft of grass. But where the entrances were to the cafe, I tried to make the landscaping in those areas a little bit more exciting by using these potted plants. I use them on both entrances for continuity. And now I'm just putting stuff on the concrete to make sure the concrete doesn't look too boring. Just some seating and a couple of bins and a random little mailbox that I found from one of the packs. I don't know which reminds me that I need to put that bush in before I upload it to the gallery. Must remember. And now we've moved on to flybys. All in all, of course I like my build. Otherwise, you guys would have never seen it. Yes, it's supposed to look like a greenhouse. I mean, it's got a glass roof, it has glass walls, and all the plants inside. If nothing else, that should have been the dead giveaway. Hey, it's my cute little blue mailbox. If anyone knows what pack that mailbox comes from, let me know in the comments because I want to use it again. And now we're touring the inside of the build. I don't know, does it feel like I've cluttered up the area too much? I feel like I went overboard with the hanging leaves from the ceiling. I feel like now that I'm looking at these flybys, it feels like I overdid it just a bit. I think it's because I was having so much fun decorating that I got a little bit carried away. I've got to learn to know when to stop. And I feel like the leaves that are dangling from the ceiling was the straw that broke the camel's back in regards to over decorating. So yeah, if you feel like there's just too much decoration around and it's getting in the way of your game, please feel free to delete some of it. I won't mind, I won't get offended. Actually, I did find that the vines that are hanging on the outside of the building sort of got in the way of my gameplay. I was able to play around those vines, but I can see how some people can find that really annoying. And if you are the some people who do find that really annoying, feel free to delete some. I promise I won't get offended. I mean, you know, I'll cry a little bit, but I'll get over it. It might take years of therapy and medication, but we'll get there. Oh, I love the vines that make up the ceiling. It's my favorite part of the build, or one of my favorite parts. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Don't forget to do yourself a favor and like this video and subscribe to this channel to see more of my content. If you haven't commented already, please do so. I'm a very lonely boy. Actually, looking at this build from this angle kind of reminds me of that glasshouse greenhouse tutorial that I made. If you'd like to check out that tutorial, please click here.